We're just two friends who love the movies, call each other every morning.
Hey, good morning, man.
Hey man,
You okay?
don't worry about me. Just worry about
Hey,
your wife, your kids. Take care of yourself. I'm gonna be fine.
dude. Hey, my mom is staying with us. She
All
came over
right.
yesterday. Yeah, she's gonna be staying with us for a few days. So,
You know
um,
what that means, listeners? No rated R movies on the Movie Call podcast this week.
yeah, but I still got quite a few movies that have been backlogged because of our list videos. So. But yeah, no, I'm actually on my way. I know, listeners, you're probably like tired of me going places and stuff like that. But my mom had ordered some stuff from the local grocery store, so I'm gonna go pick it up for her.
He's a good son. He's a good man. Hey man, you know it's weird? It's not Thanksgiving yet, but for anyone listening, Thanksgiving's already gone.
Yeah, actually, that's yeah. By the time this video comes out, um,
If
that's
you guys are
weird,
listening to this, I'm already dead.
dude. Oh my gosh, how eerie would that be if something did happen? Oh my gosh.
Uh,
Yeah, man. So look, like I said, have a lot of backlog, but what is there anything that has been on your mind that you watched? And
Sure, yeah, I watched one I know you've seen and talked about some. Sorry, baby.
okay, yeah, tell me about it. Tell me your thoughts. I mean,
I thought this was a pretty complicated movie, and Lori was saying she struggled to connect to it emotionally. For
okay,
me, I was able to. I I found it confounding. I didn't know exactly what to do with it, but I suppose it has some truth to it.
yeah,
And it has some very good moments. And I really like the lead performance.
yeah,
Um, I thought, and she directed it as well, yeah,
yeah. She directed it as well.
and wrote it, I'm sure. And she did a very good job, very calibrated performance in my mind. Now, Lori and I saw it a little bit differently,
Yeah,
and I like Naomi Ackie in the movie, and I like. Actually, this was the best Lucas Hedges performance that I've seen. I've actually been relatively cool on him as an actor, even
yeah.
though he's been in a lot of movies that I liked. I could, to my mind, he was kind of struggling to produce uh, what the performance demanded of him. But
Yeah.
here, he seemed like he'd really matured, and their chemistry was great. Every time they were on the screen together, those are the best parts of the movie. And
It
then,
it almost makes you wish he was in it more, right?
sure, yeah. And then finally, the very magical sequence with always reliable, I think John Carroll Lynch is his name.
Oh yeah, I love that. That was my favorite scene in the movie, man. That
That
was
makes
just
sense to
like
me, man.
movie magic, man.
Yeah, it did feel that way. And anytime a creator can capture something like that, that just kind of starts to transcend, it's always nice.
Yeah,
But the themes of the movie and the way that they chose to interact with them, they weren't always what you would think of as the intuitive way to do it, but that was to its advantage. It really made me think. And Lori and I talked about it, found ourselves talking about it over and
yeah,
over and over again. And so I think that says at least something about its power. I'm still sort of hashing it out.
yeah. So I'm actually kind of torn by it. I'm kind of agreeing with both of you. I I agree with Lori in that I didn't emotionally connect with it as much as I thought I would, right? Um, and I think all that has to do it's I know it's going to sound weird because the whole structure of the movie is one of the things I absolutely loved about it. But I didn't really connect with the movie as much as I thought I would. I think perhaps because of the structure. Um, it but that's just me. That's just me. So uh, that being said, I did love the lead performance. I did. What was her name? Aki.
Naomi Ackie is the friend, I think.
Yeah. So I did love her. Of course, John Carroll Lynch. He's one of my favorite. Oh, that guy actors. You know.
Yeah, character actors.
Yeah, he's always reliable. I agree with you with Lucas Hedges. Although I've found some of his other performances quite good as well.
Yeah,
But
Lori says that too. She never really agreed with me on that, but and the ending, I don't know what you thought about it, but that's another thing that we talked about a lot because we both basically liked the sort of monologue moment she has with the baby. But I really thought if I were doing a rewrite, I would have killed my darlings on that one and just had her sit there with the baby because we'd already kind of shared all of her experiences with her. We'd been with her throughout the movie. We know the things that prey on her mind. And if she had just sat there with the baby, kind of looking at it a little a little Chalamet into the fireplace, a la Call Me by Your Name, and
yeah,
then if she had just said sorry to the baby. I thought like we would have known everything that she was sorry about because she
yeah,
does say sorry to the baby, but she surrounds it with all of this kind of colorful monologue, which isn't bad, but I think it would have been more powerful if she had just sat there and said sorry. I think that would have been a good title payoff.
yeah. I agree with you on that. And maybe for her, she thought, for those people who are watching it, that maybe they need it spoon fed, right? Um, Maybe she overthought it, and she that's why she wrote that whole monologue there. I mean, it was a decent scene. I do agree. I like your ending better, actually. I think it would have fit the film more. I did feel a little like basically her just giving you a whole bunch of exposition, right? Uh, like just talking to the baby, and I don't know. So
Well,
overall,
and even if there was some poetry to it, and there were some moments that stood out that I really liked, like when she says, I'm always going to listen. You can basically, it was like a say anything moment. She's like, I'm never going to freak out. You could tell me anything. I'm not going to get scared, or, you know, you could tell me anything. And I like that.
yeah,
But yeah, I think there could have been more power. And the only other comment I'll say about the movie is sometimes, and not necessarily to its disadvantage, but sometimes it felt like a scene was going to turn into a I think you should leave sketch. And I was like, this is so strange. But I think even part of the emotional disconnect that you guys might have been feeling is caught up in what she was trying to do with being emotionally distanced from your own experiences and how you
yeah,
kind of have to do that to survive, whether that's using humor or using, the way that I caught it, you've heard of like a deadpan comedy or a deadpan
yeah.
humor. It felt like deadpan tragedy. It was just like the delivery was, I don't know. I don't know how to think about it, but a unique movie. Not necessarily for everybody. I'm not gonna like recommend it willy-nilly, but it's a unique experience, and I thought it was pretty well done.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of one of those movies that has came and went for me. I there's a lot of it that I liked, and on a scale of 5, I probably would give it like a 3, right?
I probably
Um,
would too, just because I have a lot of complex feelings about it, not only structurally but thematically.
okay, well, I'm glad you were able to get to watch it, man.
Me too.
So I am going to be discussing a movie that, well, I'm a little unsure if I should talk about it, mainly because I know that this is on your watch list, and I don't know if you've seen it. So do you want me to talk about it?
Probably not, but what do you have in mind?
No, in that case, I'll wait because
Wait, well, what is it?
it's after the hunt.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Just keep that one in your pocket, man.
Yeah. So in that case, me and Vanessa, I'll just be talking l- smaller films that I watched. Me and Vanessa rewatched Scarface, as you know, a good old
Hmm.
classic, man. This time around, it's funny. Back then, I watched it and I was like, "Ah, yeah, this guy is so cool. Everyone wants to be him." You know what's funny, Mitch, is that like every when this movie came out, everyone wanted to be like him, right?
I
And
guess.
but no, no, for real. Like
It's
people
one of those
idolize.
classic college student dorm room posters. I mean, it was on our wall. I don't know if you ever got to visit Cherry Street, but I had a guy there that worked for the movie theater, so we had a enormous Scarface poster on our wall.
Yeah, people idolize this movie, this character, and this time around I was watching it, and although I knew he died, it's a tragic story, man. Like it really is a tragic
You
story.
don't say.
Like this guy gets, he kills his best friend. He pretty much gets his sister killed. Yeah, even though he doesn't pull the trigger, but he gets her killed. It's just a depressing movie, man. I found myself feeling really depressed. Even more so back then. Like back then when I watched it, I was like, "Oh, this is such a cool movie." But no, this movie is a pretty depressing movie.
Oh, for sure. It's like Once Upon a Time in America in that way. Well, I don't know anybody personally that's wanted to be like Scarface. Maybe he's kind of a literally me character, but it feels like it's a unique kind of subculture that chooses him as their avatar.
So another movie I watched, which is a 2025 movie, it's called Sovereign.
Oh yeah, now I'm excited to see that one. Sort of about this alt-right sect with Nick Offerman and Jacob
Yeah,
Tremblay.
dude. So look, I I understand why movies have to make their movie more interesting than it is, right? Um, so if you read the summary of it, right, it says it makes it think like this is gonna be a manhunt kind of movie, right? Like a full on action, you know, thriller. But in reality, this movie, all everything that happens in the that is said in the summary, it happens in the final 20 minutes of the movie, because the first hour and 10 minutes of the movie is very slow burn. It's simply about this father and son, and occasionally we go to Dennis Quaid and everything like that. I felt the movie dragged a lot, man. Although
Where's it streaming?
it's on Hulu.
Oh,
Yeah, it's on
nice.
Hulu. Yeah.
Okay.
I felt it dragged a lot, even though I did love Nick Offerman in the film. I did like Jacob Tremblay. It's weird seeing him, man. It just feels like yesterday he was just a little kid.
Yeah,
Uh,
just a little kid in the room.
and and so the movie is just, it takes a long time. I think it takes too much of a long time for it to get to where it eventually wants to get to.
Well,
Um,
that's just like your opinion, man.
it is. It is. That being said, Mitch, the ending
But
is a
I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna
is a
stop you right
whopper.
there. I
What?
I don't want to know anything about the ending. I don't want to know one single adjective about the ending.
Dude, wow. So you can go on and talk about movies, but I can't?
Wait, you've seen Sorry Baby.
No, but dude, I just want to talk about movies. We're just two friends who call each other. And I just want to talk about movies, dude.
Yeah. Well, look, I kind of want to see that movie, so I'd like to go in a little blinded.
Okay, so
I already know
then
that the first two-thirds are slow, which I didn't know before this phone call.
well, in that case, Mitch, I'll discuss another 2025 movie I got to watch.
Oh,
Uh,
great.
that movie is The Running Man. Now, can I talk about The Running Man? Is that okay with you, Mitch?
I mean, within reason.
Okay, so the first 95 minutes of this movie are
Slow.
are pretty entertaining, man. This is look, I don't know if Edgar Wright got a tap on the shoulder and the studio was like, "Okay, we actually have a writer to finish this movie off." Because the last 40 minutes of this movie, man, they introduce a whole new character. It's like a whole completely different movie, man. I don't know what the heck went on, but this is like two different movies. It's the last 40 minutes are so jumbled up, such a mess. I, I I don't know. I don't know if Edgar Wright planned it out to be this way or if the studio was involved. Um, I'm just really disappointed with how this movie landed.
Okay. So, it's interesting, Sam, because and I'm sorry that you're disappointed, but I'm just thinking about, what we were talking about. And we talk about the concept of spoilers a lot on the show.
Okay.
And you know, it's been kind of a running gag in our friendship. But what do you think? Look, I'm not trying to corner you or anything. I just actually am like curious. What do you think about like when you're looking forward to a movie and someone like says, "Oh, this this really stunk," or "This was so." I mean, does that like kind of take the wind out of your sails about getting to see it?
No, because I know. For example, I'll use this as an example. If it's like a blockbuster movie, right?
Hmm.
And my buddy, let's say John watches it,
Oh,
right?
John. Okay.
My buddy John watches it, and he tells me that he hated it. That actually makes me more excited because I know that the movies that he hates. He just doesn't like those like blockbuster. Like, not that he doesn't like them, but I always listen to him more whenever it comes to a movie that's more of like an indie film or an awards contender. It doesn't discourage me from wanting to watch it.
Well, like, yeah, that too. Like, I do recognize that I'm gonna have my own opinion about it, but then even what you just said, like, you kind of get a picture from his reaction of how you're gonna respond to it because statistically how you tend to respond to movies the way. And it's also another side of it is when you like, are you ever nervous about recommending a movie to someone because you think that by their nature, like having something recommended to them, like puts them in this weird position that they need to uh, have some kind of reaction that's relative to you. Does that even make sense?
It
Like,
makes sense. It makes sense. It's like me recommending Magnolia and to a family friend and me expecting them to have a very similar experience to me, right? Like I want them to have that
and they
experience.
know what your expectation. Okay, so for example, last night, like, like when you were trying to razz me about A Winter's Tale, and like I was like, oh shoot, is he
What
really turning us off? Does he really hate this?
one
Uh,
sec one sec.
oh,
Hello.
here we go.
Yes, in the trunk, ma'am. Thank you.
Sam just when he puts in his order to the grocer, it's just like a bag of DVDs. Like everybody else is getting like bread and eggs and milk.
Yep.
You just got two sackfuls of like $5 bin DVDs.
Dude, how did you know?
Sam, I brought home the groceries, honey. And he puts it down on the counter. It's just, what are we gonna eat?
That's everything. That's it. I just buy movies. That's it.
But yeah, like I said, when you're kind of like saying,
What
"Oh, dude, this stinks. I'm gonna turn it off."
do you want to
First,
give the listeners a little bit of backstory of what happened?
well, I had recommended A Winter's Tale to Samuel. He's been meaning
It
to watch it for a while.
it's actually a tale of winter.
Thank you. Yeah, he mixes them up in the four seasons, so it's always hard to keep it straight. But Eric Romer, and uh, and he was saying that he was putting it on, and he texted me and said, "Oh, this is just making me mad to watch this. Like it's so I don't even think I'm gonna finish it." And I bought it, hook, line, and sinker. He got me, but I wasn't upset. I was like, dang, like I was like sure he would get something out of this. I can't believe like his reaction to this is this strong. And I was like, did I mess up by telling him about it? Like, should I have just let him discover it? Because sometimes, like, I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at is some the way someone reacts to something, you have a relationship with that person that's reacting to it, or
Yeah,
someone that's recommending something to you, and
yeah,
that gets mixed up, caught up in the way that you experience a movie. It's not right or wrong. It's just kind of interesting.
yeah. Well, and I apologize for messing with you, Mitch.
That's what I
Thank
didn't
you,
want
ma'am.
you. Yeah, it was funny. Raz received. Uh, but
Because I mean, to be fair, Mitch, you mess with me all the time, so I'm
we
just
mess with each other, we're buddies. It's fine. Like, but no, I'm just thinking about the concept.
no,
Yeah.
I understand, and look, the same way, like for example, the same way I haven't finished. I haven't finished until winter. I have like maybe 40 minutes left. Um, let me turn here. But I understand. Like, for example, I don't know why, but this movie reminds me a lot of Closer in many ways.
Oh,
It
interesting.
Yeah, it reminds me of Closer a lot.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it does. I was surprised. I was like, well, Mitch, wait, have you seen Closer? I can't remember. I'm sorry. You haven't, right?
Correct.
Okay, it reminded me of Closer in many ways, dude. And I was like, well, last night when I was thinking, I was like, well, how can Mitch be, you know, just completely ignore a movie like Closer, and then he's wanting to watch a movie like this because, uh, I, well, I'm not gonna give my thoughts on Until Winter yet because I haven't finished it. But anyways, I get what you're trying to say, Mitch. And for me, I always look, if I recommend a movie I absolutely love, but I know I'm a little unsure how the person's gonna feel.
Uh-huh.
I always make sure to cover myself. And what I
Yeah.
mean by that is I always tell them I absolutely love this movie, but I don't know how you're gonna feel about it. I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not saying that
But
you.
sometimes you do say, and this is what I said with Tale of Winter, you say, you're gonna love this movie. I mean, it's like I know you, I know the movies you love,
Yeah.
and of course you could be wrong, but it's like, uh, you know,
The only people I've ever said, oh, I recommend the movie and for sure 100% I know you're gonna love this movie, is usually like my close movie buddies.
yeah, but you could still be wrong. But another thing is, if somebody recommends something to me that strongly, or if they screen a movie for me, it's like, I mean, the odds of me like hating that movie are almost none
Yeah.
because like I'm immediately giving it the best possible shake. Um, Although I think some personalities are the opposite, like because they're so sure they've been shoehorned, they're so
Yeah.
sure that somebody thinks they know them that they kind of go subconsciously or consciously in the opposite direction, and they're like or deconstructing it as they go instead. But yeah, for me, when somebody screens something for me, like it's like a big deal, and like or if they recommend something specifically for me, then I'm giving it the best possible shake. I'm like covering a multitude of sins.
Yeah, I mean, for me too, it's a big deal whenever someone is screening a movie for me. That being said, I'm pretty blunt. as you know, and I'll be honest. I'll tell you. This is what I liked. This is what I didn't like. This is my
Yeah,
score. You
and
know.
I remember you getting and you were kind of upset with us when we did that double feature of Krisha and is it what was that movie with Logan Lerman at the school?
Oh, Indignation.
Indignation, and like we really went for Krisha, but then during Indignation we were kind of like hazing it a little. I don't know. I guess it was just the mood we were in. But you're you're kind of getting like offended, and I was like, I can see that.
Yeah, because I was more offended mainly because I thought it was just a really well written movie.
Well, you had
Uh,
had this great experience with it, and like we weren't in that frame of mind to have the experience that you did. We were like goofing off at that point.
yeah, and I understand that. That's another thing, dude. Is another reason why I kind of question critics sometimes.
Yeah.
Uh, is that some of them will be going to movies and watching them off of like 4 hours of sleep, or
Oh yeah, sure.
some of them will be going into these movies while they're sick. Like I've seen critics, like even be transparent in the review, like, oh yeah, I was sick. It's like I would not post up a review if I were like full on sick or only had 3 hours of sleep.
It gets complicated with people who are professional critics because they kind of like, and to some degree, hold careers in the balance. They hold like future artists, eh, but at the same time, I mean, just from a casual perspective, like I think that your own personal, subjective, particular experience is like almost part of the movie. Like me and Wesley used to have this sort of argument about how the way to watch a movie, sort of like a David Lynch, like you're kidding yourself if you think you've seen a movie on a cell phone. And I was telling him about watching Anomalisa in my car in the rain using airport phones, on my phone, and I was like, all of that dank urban melancholia was just like adding to the movie. And so like, but yeah, with professional
Yeah.
critics kind of zinging movies because they were sick or,
Yeah.
or tired, that's probably not great.
Eh, Uh, my mom actually came out right here. You want to say hey to Mitch? Oh. Hey, Mitch. Good morning.
Good morning. God bless you. It's good to
No,
hear your voice.
good to see you too. Have a blessed day. Your
You
summer.
too.
All right,
Oh,
Mitch. Well, I'm gonna let you go because we're
it's a
gonna have to
great way
cut.
to end this episode.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
See you.